You know what? I had a prompting, honestly, from the Holy Spirit about writing a book. And it was called the same exact thing, Fit and Faith. And I went out on a writing retreat for an entire week and just had an incredible download of writing almost 3/4 of the book that still is in my hand in editing phase. So we'll talk about that part later. But when that happened, so many people were curious and asking me questions about the transformation that my life had taken on, if you will, and also what that meant to me. And it really was about this concept of mind, body, and soul and spirit alignment and living out of a state of vertical alignment versus a horizontal grasping, which I feel like I did for a majority of my life. And fitness was always a huge part of my life, which is where that part of it comes into play, but it doesn't have to do with just fitness. It's really about the exercising of mental health, the exercising of our spiritual health, and realizing that all of that comes into play with our faith. And it's different for everyone, which is why I love it so much. And it speaks to people in different ways. So the podcast was a way for me to, I guess, evaluate on a more consistent basis how other people are experiencing that in their own life and what their health factors are and where they're at in their alignment, because every season you have different alignment zones, if you will. And so I wanted to just create a space of all the people that had kind of infused me during the season and during the process of growing and evolving and still becoming. As I always say, I think we're always still becoming. We haven't gotten to any finish line unless I'm dead and in heaven. And so I'm learning, I'm evolving, I'm becoming something more. And so sharing and showcasing other people's stories, it just makes us all more relatable. It makes us all more connected. And ultimately, community is what we're here for. And so I love to just be a light for other people to share their own stories. And that relatability is what we need. And honestly, from a mental health perspective, without it, I feel like we still just stay isolated.